For the NSP podcast, I'm your host Mackolous, and I'm joined here by my co-host. Of course, we got 3D Shay Monya, Trelly, and Renzo with the Benzo. And on the topic of discussion we have today is college worth it? So,
is it?
Talk to me, people. Talk to me about some of the advantages and disadvantages of college. Do y'all think college is worth it? Open the floor to y'all.
So, well, let's we got two college graduates here, so we're going to talk from different perspectives. So, how you feeling?
So ready.
Yeah.
I mean, first, I did all that. Like, I went through a program. I went through the college classes, got the credits, everything. I mean, I feel like I feel like we were raised to believe that we had to go to college and had to get a good education and had to get a good job. See, me personally, I've been doing a lot of studying on Robert Kiyosaki. I don't think y'all watch that, man, but he speaks a lot of truth. And he said some things that actually kind of made sense. And you do have different role models that went through the college phase and didn't go through the college phase, but are still wealthy and doing big things as far as being successful. I feel like we were also taught up to, this is me personally, I felt like we was also taught to go to college to be successful. Like, you have to go to college to be who you want to be, and I felt like that's what we were brainwashed with as a younger.
Brainwashed.
Not brainwashed, but like that's what.
That's in a way.
Yeah.
But I wanna piggyback because I watch Robert Kiyosaki too, and he said basically why college isn't fully worth it is because you have teachers and you have real teachers. Meaning he was saying that basically you have teachers that come to class as professors and just teach, but they don't really do this what they teach every day. You know what I'm saying? And real teachers do what they do every day and be able to bring you that knowledge. A lawyer does what they do every day, and if they got a protege or a mentor or somebody mentee that they bringing up, they're able to really teach them. So what I can say, college is what you make it, and I'm gonna just basically say that off rip. College is what you make it pertaining to knowing what you really want to do, actually taking that information that you learn and obtain it and not just let it be a grade. Obtain what you really want to learn, because at the end of the day, you can utilize a lot of the stuff majority of the stuff that you learn in college in the real life. Now, some topics that's bullshit. Like, they got bowling classes. What the fuck am I paying $3,000 for a bowling class? Or $1,500, shit like that. Like, know what you're doing. And one of my mistakes in college was I didn't pay attention to my schedule as best as I should have. Meaning, like, I let my advisor, the person I believe to be the person I think will be the best plan for me, instead of me actually going and looking at all my classes, all my whole schedule, and I just let him throw whatever the fuck he wanted. When I was a junior, that's when I really started looking at that shit. Like, all right, whoa. What the fuck I gotta take this class for? Like, is it necessary? Why can't I take this class to get me closer to graduation? Oh no, I don't feel like you're ready for this. No, I know what I'm ready for when I'm not. So that's what I'm saying. Use college as a platform to really learn.
Yeah. Don't think what I'm saying. Don't say go to college. You do learn something. Like, college taught me responsibility. You know what I'm saying? You in college, you up there by yourself. Ain't no mommy, ain't no daddy.
Bullshit.
I mean, they about 200 miles away. You feel me? So you got to make yourself what works for you. And accountability. So it just teach you how to grow up and things you're gonna need. I feel that's what college, taught me. Just to become a young adult, you know what I'm saying, and learn the little things that you're gonna laundry, you know, provide for yourself, feeding yourself, you know, and
keeping up with
your own schedule. Yeah,
time management, all that shit.
It taught me that. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm definitely thankful for that. My experience in college.
I'm gonna let y'all talk first before I keep going.
Yeah, how you feel about college?
Piggybacking off of what they were saying, I feel like it's all out to what you make it. But I feel like Tyrell was saying, or like T was saying, that basically we were kind of brainwashed to think that was like our only option to be successful in certain aspects in certain ways, when it's really not. But it definitely helps because, like I said, I went to college for a year, but I can say I learned more outside of the books. I learned more outside of the books within that year than I did within the books.
Right.
Based on just like they were saying, responsibility, time management, all that type of stuff. It's just like it teaches you, it helps you grow up a hell of a lot faster than if you was just like, right? Because you kind of basically on yourself. So.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to speak a little bit to what Chauncey said and to what D said. I think college is absolutely necessary if you intend to go into the field for which you studied in college. Because I've seen people, let's say, you study business and then you come out and do something that is not even remotely business related. Mm-hmm. It would not surprise me if somebody like that says, oh, this was unnecessary. Well, yeah, you got student loans on your back for a degree you're not even using.
Right.
Now, take me, for example. I went to college with the intent on being a teacher, and I am a teacher now. So, oh, thanks. But so I say that to say, yeah, I, did what I intended to do as a senior in high school with my time in college. I used it for I made it work for me.
Yeah.
But to speak on something I just heard D say, yeah, there's a lot that you learn outside of the classroom, and for that alone, I would encourage people, to go to college because, for example, now, and mind you, I got my undergrad back in 2017, so that was going on 5 years ago now. There are things that I can recall learning in college that absolutely not one of them doctors taught me. I learned this in my dorm room with one of my best friends, and it grew me up socially, worldly, some of the conversations you just get into with people, you expose to different cultures and different ways of living, and that exposure is preparing you to be an adult. Yeah. Because 9 times out of 10, you go to high school with people who live in your community, they got your same type of economic background, so everybody look like you go to college and you experiencing something different. So you prepare for life.
Well, and I'm going to piggyback on that as well because I got my college degree, to be honest, not fully as my plan A. My plan, that's my backup plan. Right now, I think...
And that's real.
No, why I'm going to say this because right now, I'm learning that it's 1% really that really learn about financial literacy. We really don't understand how money works. And that's the big thing in America. Fuck college. I don't mean to say it like that. Everybody want to learn how money works. Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm learning how money works in order to learn how to provide for myself and my assets and how to build assets and building all of that type of stuff. And then my 9 to 5 is going to be a high paying health science job, which is my degree or something of that nature, of course, to provide for those things to be able to get financial freedom. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I want to have a bunch of businesses being able to run themselves eventually. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And Nick know this. Y'all know this. How I be trying to, venture out in different ways so I can be able to say, this shit working while I'm asleep.
Yeah.
And if I got a degree with it, I can also build a business with my degree at the same time, involving any practices or something like that. Of course, I gotta go get my master's and shit like that down the line. But that's really kind of the goal. It's not fully my plan A, just because, like you just said, I want to. Of course, I would want a career, but that's kind of my plan B, for real. I want to learn about how money really works and being able to control it through real estate and control it through different businesses, keeping your assets and building your assets and learning how to control them banks and not be scared of debt, because a lot of motherfuckers be scared to use debt to get rich.
Right.
For real.
Yeah. I can definitely agree with that. I mean, piggybacking on what all you guys have said, like for me, my personal experience was I didn't apply to any colleges, but I went to college. So my mom did like all of these applications for me to go in order to go to college, because that was just the next step. Like all my people in my family, the generation before me, my aunts and my mother and them, they went to college. So it was just like they were just passing down tradition. So I got in through Morgan through a summer program, and you know that's like a low known unknown thing, because it's like I had to. And when they told me, they was like, all right, you can get a scholarship at the end of this. You just gotta get all A's. That's when I focused my mind, actually. And then I got all A's, and then I got that scholarship. But I think for me personally with college, is it worth it? I would say it just depends on what you actually want to do. Like for you, Day-Day, it's like you were a teacher. You need a degree to be a teacher. Then it's like something like you mentioned lawyer. It's like you need a degree in order to be a lawyer. You got to have all those credentials and doctors and all that other stuff. So I think if you're going after something like that, then the advantages go over the disadvantages. But I think like if you just don't know the direction you're going in, I don't think you should go to college. I think like you should take some. It's like when they say back in the day, like, take some time to yourself. A lot of people don't say that, but you should actually take time away. Like you could take a year off and just try to figure out life.
And you know why I think they don't say that? Because a lot of people assume if I take this year off, I'm not gonna do what's intended with it. I'm gonna take this time and like, I think I'm grown now. I'm about to go like get a regular job and be stuck here and never think to go back. And I think that's true. Because a lot of people don't want to. Like, I'm over here making money. What I'm about to go get a bill for and sit down and be a student again? Especially if you made it high school. Like, why would I be a student again?
Let me tell y'all a story, because this shit really happened. I think I was like a first semester, junior year. I sat down with the department chair, and we had a mock school. We had a conversation, and she literally came to me and said this. And this shit offended me at first. Like, you think college really for you right now? And I was like, damn. Like, that shit kind of hurt. Like,
harsh, right?
But she meant it, and with the way he was saying, like, why don't you don't think you should like take a break to see what you want to do? In my head, bitch, I already got a bunch of debt. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this shit.
I'm
like,
gonna finish. I started.
Like, personally, I finished this shit. I gotta finish this, man. Like, and then I know me. Like, I think I agree with you, Daddy. I was on a mindset like, one, a lot of my homeboys, they leave college and don't come back. And I think that would have been me. If I didn't keep pursuing through, I wasn't going to finish. I wasn't going to finish. I told myself, no, got to do it. Just go ahead and finish this shit, because at the end of the day, you're already accumulating debt you're going to pay off for years. So, fuck, you might as well get something out of it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you already 3 years in. Come on now, dog. You got to finish this shit.
Because I can contest to that. Like, I feel like when I was in college, I was making a good considerable amount of money at that time. I was just like, why am I in college? I was just like, that's why I dropped out, to be honest, because I was just like, I'm making money that a lot of people I know ain't even making back then. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, stacking bread now, I'm cool. And then that's what eventually led me to realize, like, all right, if I want to do the things I want to do they require a degree? So for me, it didn't require a degree. So I was just like, all right, I just need to focus my mind and actually do the work on what I want to do rather than just keep pursuing a degree. So that's what made me just go the other direction.
And I'm going piggyback off of that. I will say, like, while I do agree, like, college is absolutely like useful and like necessary, I think it's very much still possible to be successful without it. I've seen a lot of people who didn't go to college say, man, y'all wasted 4 years and you got all these student loans and I'm making more than you, and all I did was take like a 6-month course and get a certification. And it's like, that's valid. You know, for different avenues, you don't always have to go the college route. You feel me? Like, you definitely have successful, like, and I mean billionaires who never stepped foot on a university campus.
Most of them never went to college.
Whatchamacallit dropped out? Microsoft?
Yeah, Bill Gates. He never went to college.
Never went. A few of them niggas ain't go, but some of them did.
Steve Jobs, I don't think he went.
Yeah, I mean, a few of them didn't. I mean, to be honest, man, if you're an entertainer, I see that.
So
Somebody
what would y'all say some of the advantages and disadvantages
of college?
Of college? Like it can't.
Exposure,
I don't think
It's
it's
a
all
bunch
negative.
of
It's
it.
all
Number
positive.
one
I
is
think it's like
exposure.
Yeah, that would.
That's
It depends on what you're doing.
Number one disadvantage is them damn student loans.
Yeah, that's the biggest. That shit.
Like me
Like the
personally,
bill you get on your head usually be more than the salary you raking in.
That shit
That's why it
outrageous.
takes forever to pay them bitches.
I just think it's outrageous for anybody to be charged that much for education. I don't care.
For
That shit's
real.
ridiculous. But somebody gotta get paid at the end of the day. And then again,
It's a business.
Why that much?
how much do them professors really get paid? Like,
Not enough. Not enough for it to be. Not
But
enough
it's
for
so
them to be
many of
charging
them,
that
so,
damn
like,
much.
Put it
Yeah, I
like
remember.
this: what a professor makes does not equate to the cost of the course.
Oh hell no.
Put it like that.
Hell no. Not even nowhere near. it.
what you pay, like $800 a course or some shit like that? Like, depending on where you
It
go.
depends on the school. Yeah. Like
You
there's
pay
a
up to
breakdown
like
per credit.
$1,500 a credit. Got me fucked up.
Depends
Like
on-
if like, to be honest, if man to man and man to woman, if I had to pay for that shit myself, I would have never done that shit.
I don't think most people would.
I feel you.
You mean like if it weren't for student loans?
If it
and
wasn't
the
for
whole
promissory notes and mom and
grants
pops helping
loans
you
and
out,
scholarships,
I'm
all
not
of
doing
that.
that shit. I would have never did that shit. I'd have never even thought about going to college. But mommy, I love you. Daddy, I love you. Y'all show love.
Very
man. Real
appreciative.
shit. I'm
Facts.
grateful.
Facts.
That's
But I
real
would never
because
do
I
that.
had student loans the first 2 years, and then my parents took it over after that.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay.
So,
Love me, don't you?
You love me, don't you? But yeah.
real shit. I'd have never
See,
done that shit.
it's crazy because my bad.
No,
Nick,
go
what
ahead,
you-
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
It's crazy because back to what y'all was saying, like as far as what Nick was talking about taking a year off and shit. Like I was actually given that option to do that. Like I don't know if y'all actually knew this, but my father after I graduated, my father sat me down and we had a conversation. He was like, if you want to, I will, instead of me dropping this money on your college tuition, room and board and all this shit for the first year, I will buy you a car. I'll help you get you a job, and you do that shit for the first year. You can go to community college if you want to, but you don't got to. Just basically just take this time to figure out if this is actually what you want to do before you go to college.
If somebody would have sat me down and had that conversation.
I said no. I don't want to take this time. I don't want to wait. I want to go straight to college right now. Now looking at it, I feel like I should have taken that year. I feel like I should have taken advantage of that
real
opportunity.
shit.
And taken
But
advantage
you
of that
gotta
year.
remember, yo. We went up to college. You see what's around. All the beautiful young
Exactly.
ladies. It's a big ass campus. Y'all get all the freedom, no parents, no motherfucking.
And that's what was going in my head, like,
Come
bro.
on,
you-
man.
That's what was,
Just say it's
that's what was going in your head. You sitting there, you in the house with your parents,
I ain't
24-hour
worried about
lockdown.
working,
for the last,
nigga.
what,
You think I'm trying to drive to work, nigga?
real shit, like
I'm
exactly.
ready to
Like
try work
you
study,
in
bitch.
this house.
I need some help in the math department,
Y'all
Not worried about none of that.
You in this house
Meal
15,
plan.
17
Like-
years
like
in school.
3-course meal.
I'm ready. What? I got food up there too.
I got
Breakfast,
food
lunch,
up there.
dinner, and late night.
It's
Right.
great. And
With
then,
the flex.
you know, we went to school in the middle of nowhere, so the
made it
fact
even
that we
worse.
still was like that, like, goes to show you, y'all niggas wanted to get away. Like, come on, bro, real shit. 'Cause we
Facts.
went to school in the middle of nowhere. Nick. You ever been up Lincoln?
No, that
Middle
shit's
of
in the
fucking
middle of
nowhere.
bro.
Horses and
I swear,
Amish
you seen
people.
Amish
No,
people
it
riding
doesn't.
past.
Smell like shit. The whole
neighborhood.
neighborhood smell like shit.
Facts. It's like fucking cow manure. It's like it's like a farm, bro. I swear.
Swear to God,
like
bro.
a farm.
But the inside of the campus, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. I had a good time.
Shit,
I
the
met
trap.
some lifelong
I
friends.
mean,
there
I met
too.
some great people.
Sure.
And that's listen. That's,
Oh, yeah, I
when
met my best
say
friend
that's
up there.
one of the advantages
For
that I
sure.
was going to speak
Yeah.
on. The friends you made.
Yeah, I made some dope.
I met my
dope
best friend at
homies.
Lincoln. For real.
Like me speaking personally, I went to a predominantly white school, and my first freshman year, like I was low key miserable because like I didn't have very many friends at all who looked like me, and so like the culture shock had me thrown. Like I spent so much time in my dorm. Like that was when I did all my binging sessions. Like I watched so much TV. It wasn't until like the middle to the end of my sophomore year and all the way then till graduation that I found people who looked like me. They
Damn.
made me want to stay. Because my freshman year, I was calling my mother like, "Mom, I want to transfer. Not I want to leave college altogether, but
shit.
I want to go somewhere where people look like me." And she didn't want it for me. She was so glad that sophomore year I had a boyfriend. She like, all right, she gonna stay for that little boy.
Yeah.
And then I really just made friends. But the people you meet, like to this day, like best friends.
Y'all know I was talking about trying. You know that? I was talking about transferring food.
Those niggas was talking about going to Virginia Union.
Yeah, I was talking about going to Virginia.
I was talking about going to Virginia. I was supposed to go to Virginia Union my freshman year, Lincoln. I didn't want to go back.
I was talking about going to Virginia Union.
All right.
Or going somewhere out of Florida. But I look at them prices up at FMAU. Good God Almighty. The student loans and them motherfuckers. Good God Almighty, boy. I really want to go to FAMU. FAMU was lit.
It did look like it was lit down there though. Like based off of.
But I got in too much fucking trouble.
Time out for like speaking on that. If I could give like any high school seniors or even juniors like a piece of advice, please try not to find a school because it looks so fun. Because those are the schools that are like the hardest to finish it. Because you're going to get caught up in partying and drinking and forgetting this class. Because ain't nobody making you go to class. Nobody is making you go to class. If you want to sleep in and not go and email the professor in line say I was sick, because I did that at least once all 4 of them years. I still got the degree though, but I'm just saying. Nobody's making you go. Like, please pick a good school. Don't pick the party school. The party school is gonna make it that much harder for you to stay strong.
I don't know if it's one of the topics or not, but I'm gonna make a controversial statement here.
Okay.
You sending your child to a HBCU?
Would I?
Be realistic.
If my child wanted to go to a HBCU,
Of course.
I would encourage it, because I all the time say that if I could do my undergrad over, I would. Now, what I did know as a senior in high school is that it's harder to get scholarships at HBCUs. Like, I got the scholarships I got at the school that I went to because I was a minority. They paid me for being black because I didn't look like that campus.
Agreed.
So it's harder at a HBCU, like, unless you are a D1 athlete or like, Einstein, it's harder to find scholarships. So if you want to, go. Because I want you to have experience that I didn't have. Sure. If you can go and, be Greek or just, like, all the stuff that I feel like I didn't have, if my child wanted it, go ahead. I'll go broke for you to have this experience, but you better get that degree.
You want to comment or you want me to go ahead?
I would say I don't necessarily care. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I do know that there is a specific HBCU that my child will never see.
No, it's a few of them my child won't fucking see, and I'm sorry.
Ooh.
It's a caliber, yo.
Okay.
I guess any school is a caliber, but HBCUs go from the projects to the bougie suburban type HBCUs, cause boy. I'm not gonna name drop no school.
Now, does that speak on the school itself, or do you think the community that comes to that
what
school?
they accept in their school is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
They accept certain shit too. And you accept some of the people that go there.
Right.
But you also accept the type of security staff you let run your campus. You accept the deans that do some shiesty shit on your campus. Like, these are people you still accepting. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to get real controversial, but I shouldn't have to worry about my child getting killed on the college campus.
That's true.
R.I.P.
Now, shit happens, of course, but a murder or hearing multiple shootings in 1 year.
I was about to say, shit happens, yes, but
I would keep
when
my
it gets
motherfucking
excessive.
child in Baltimore, Maryland for that.
Okay, period.
Philly, wherever, New York, I would keep him in the city for that. Not to go
at
to
least where I could come get you in 5 minutes and bring you into some safety.
Not I hear this nigga, I mean, y'all out here brawling and somebody got stabbed and dead on your campus. Like, and that shit is a frequent thing.
Right.
And that's not to throw no shots at no specific schools. That's not no shots.
No, it
No
is.
shade, no nothing.
It is a throw shots, bro, because that shit not. And then the way y'all handle it, then when you handle it, like, it's really not big of a deal. A young black man just got killed on your campus, but y'all still, like, I don't know, like, y'all brush it off. Like, that shit just was cool. Like, this college. Like, a nigga could die tomorrow, but we gonna keep it rocking. No.
Yeah.
That shit not cool, bro. That shit just don't sound right to me. And I don't know, bro. I done heard so much, even from my college experience. Brawls, robberies, niggas shooting at the police, all that shit, bro. Like, And I would never send I wouldn't send them to school I graduated.
So do you think it's more so the students actually there, or people that's around the neighborhood that come into these?
I told you my school in the middle.
I was about to say.
These niggas coming from Philly, Baltimore, and getting allowed on this campus.
Right. So you think the security's the problem a little bit?
A part of it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But I think so when you get to schools like we said, the school we went to, it's in the middle of nowhere. You get to like specific small. I mean, because like he said, it's a different caliber. Like you don't see shit like that happen at some of those bigger HBCUs or whatever like that. But it's like when you got smaller ones like this, and it took me some time. I forgot how I was just having a conversation about this the other day, but it took me some time to realize this. When you got schools like that. And schools like, I don't know, Morgan State, because it's right down the street. You got schools like that. You literally have kids coming from the dirtiest trenches of Baltimore, the dirtiest trenches of New York, dirtiest trenches of Philly, Delaware, Georgia, Florida, Texas, all in one small ass campus, trying to deal with the same shit and trying to just deal with each other and cope with each other. But everybody has that, I'm from the hood, I'm from that type of mentality. So nobody gonna let nobody it's bound for some shit to happen.
Right.
Nobody gonna let nothing slide. It's bound for some shit to happen. So when you have that type of, I guess, environment, it's not gonna do nothing but cause issues.
And see, that's actually one of the reasons my mother didn't want me to go to a HBCU. Like the college counselors was telling me, like, listen, you're not gonna get very much money, but like not necessarily the violence, but like just like the negative energy sometimes of being around too many niggas. Like my mother we just got you know what it is. Like
no, that's a fact.
My mother was worried about me like not being too focused on my education because it's like, oh my, I need like a new purse because everybody up here got one of these, or like I need to go and get my hair done because everybody down here look like this. Like no, she wanted me to focus on learning.
You gotta be a strong person to go to a low budget HBCU. I'm sorry, you gotta be a strong, especially. And then a lot of them HBCUs, it be woman dominant, and I'm starting to realize that like the culture shifts. You got a lot of women in place up like at these low HBCUs, like and they're powerful, like they're running shit, like and that's a good thing. And I'm starting to realize that, and hopefully along the way, schools like the ones I graduated from, Morgan. I mean, I don't even know what other schools. Cheney, which ones you could consider them?
Wesleyan. Would you consider Howard a smaller one? Not really, no.
Howard, no. I would put him like
Virginia
middle.
Union.
Virginia Union.
What else?
A lot of them are Bowie low budget.
Oh no,
hell no. I'm just thinking like a low budget school. Like my school was low budget, man.
Definitely.
My school was a low budget.
That shit is the lowest of the low budget. Not to say it like that, but just
Morgan. That's what I'm saying. Morgan, one of them.
Budget for 2 years, I only got $15,000 in student loans.
For 2 years.
2 years.
Shit. I had
And
more than that in 1
that
year.
was full time. So I
But
said Morgan.
it's just it's just certain things, man. At them schools, it just I don't know. Like I get it. We want to get hood people and people that's been, that want to better their future and put them in a better place and learn and not educate themselves. But when it start with getting to the point where it's just basically violence, hood treatments, you feel me? Like y'all, I don't know. Like it's just I wouldn't condone my daughter or my son just going to one of them type of schools right now, especially from my experience.
Okay. So what's some advantages? Because I feel like we talked about a whole bunch of disadvantages. I could say my advantages. I feel like college helped me talk better. It did help me think a lot better, process information. Because I remember a few classes like entrepreneurship, philosophy. A lot of those kind of molded my mind to think in a broader stance rather than like just be so narrow and closed-minded. Because before college, I was dead set on just working at McDonald's. I don't know why. I was just, I wasn't built like that.
That's crazy.
I
I would never work at a fast food restaurant. I told myself that, and I never did. But that's crazy.
That's good.
I mean, the closest I ever got to working at a fast food restaurant was like Royal Farms. But other than that, I told myself I could never work at a fast food.
But what's some advantages y'all feel like y'all got from college?
I would definitely say, and I spoke something to this earlier, one of the advantages is like your social skills. You kind of get to be exposed to like different people. Not everybody looks like you in the world, and you probably, before college, was only around people who look like you. So you learn how to deal with different cultures, different races, different ethnicities, not really different genders, but you feel me? Like you deal with different people, and that's preparing you for the real world, because not everybody's gonna have a job right there in your community. You need to learn how to deal with different people, with different mindsets, with different belief systems, and you learn how to adjust.
That's true.
Yeah, networking, relationships. Trying to think, yeah, relationships definitely one. Overall, I would say perseverance. That's a big one, because it was that I was definitely at moments where I was ready to call it quits.
That's true.
And it took me a lot to buckle down and finish that shit and do everything in my power. Like this last semester, I just finished to graduate. Like I had to do shit that I never did before. Like yeah, I had to really buckle down. Like no partying. I barely partied that whole semester. Like no, we gotta sit down, we gotta buckle down, we gotta write this paper before the due date, 2 months before it. Like turn it in, let them read it, shit like that. Like we can't wait up until 2-3 weeks, procrastinate and all that shit. So like yeah, perseverance is a big thing for me, man. Like I don't know, I was really at a point where it was right to be fuck school for a second. Boy, no, like bro, I was getting depressed. How are we gonna finish this shit? Am I gonna be able to do it? Like, man, I was at a moment I was really like not fucking with that shit. Like, ready to turn a whole different league.
Do you feel like you wasn't grinding as hard as you could because in your heart it was a plan B?
I don't think. I think majority of it was distractions. It wasn't not my.
Wasn't
grind.
your plan B? Like, did you know that was your plan B while you were in college?
What?
Like first starting college, did you already have in your mindset this was plan B?
I never. I told my mother this, and I love you, Mom, but I told her this. I wouldn't have probably went to college if it wasn't for them. And I just said that earlier. Like if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have went to college. But mentally, I knew for a fact that I'm not the person that want to be stuck in one place and forever. So like what I'm saying is, just because I got this degree, I know I can do other stuff besides this degree. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I can do real estate. I can do podcasts.
Right.
I can do the entertainment side. I can make music. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. So when it got to a point where I was starting to get depressed, I'm like, is this shit really worth it? Like how we asking this question now? I do think it's worth it because we did gain some shit from it. I did gain some exposure. I did meet some great people, internships, all that good stuff. But also, I know for a fact I believe I can be successful without it. That's just a fact. So that's why I was more so getting depressed, I think, because I felt like do I really need this shit?
Right.
Like it's something that I really need.
Right.
Another advantage that I'm gonna throw out there comes like once you graduate. I feel like you have like this great sense of pride and accomplishment.
Yeah.
Because graduating from high school was almost like a necessity. You're like your parents not about to just let you not finish high school.
Okay.
Like
Right.
you gotta do
Definitely made that
that.
shit
But when
fun.
you go to college, it's like you might not have chose to get there, but you putting that work in. Like when you graduate, you like, man, I did this shit. Like check me out. I should be so proud of yourself.
Right.
I feel you, but it's man.
What's some advantage you think you got, G, in the year that you was there?
Networking, definitely networking. The relationships you build. Like I said, I met my best friend. She's from Brooklyn, but I mean, still my best friend. I talk to her damn near every day.
But I say, all my besties in New York, hey y'all.
So like, it's just like the relationships. Yeah, of course, definitely love you, Zay. But the relationships you build, the networking opportunities, like as far as like entertainment. I met people my freshman year before I even really started trying to take music seriously. I met people who were photographers. I met people who were producers who did all this other type of stuff. And now that I am starting to take music seriously, I can always reach back and be like, okay, yeah, I got that. But and then just my self-confidence. It definitely helps with confidence because you realize, depending on where you're coming from, because I think, and speaking from, I guess, from me and Tyrell, I guess from Chauncey's aspect, we did come up in somewhat of a, I guess, middle to upper class neighborhood before we went to college, living in Edgewood and Orange Mills or whatever the case is. than going to a school where you see, I mean, you go from somewhere where you see some people might have a little bit more, some people might have a little bit less, but then you go to somewhere where it's like everybody is just like you.
Sure.
So it's like, it kind of makes you feel like, all right, damn, I'm not a sore thumb no more. Everybody just like me. I ain't got nothing to worry about. So that shit definitely helps with your confidence.
That's true.
I think college did make me tough though. If I say anything, another advantage I got from it, because my story a little different. Like, I went to college expecting to be with my homeboy, be with them, be with a few other guys that I know. And I ended up being by my damn self. You feel me? So then I had to build my own relationships. And one year you feel me, you feel like you comfortable, and then the next one like I'm by my fucking self. So I had to deal with being broke up that motherfucker. Had to deal with struggle meals again, like doing this shit like by myself, like, and then having to focus by yourself with all these distractions around you. You get what I'm saying? And it make you tough because it ain't like, I don't mean to say it like this. It kind of is the hood of the school that I went to.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's really the hood. But it's like, no, I done been up fights up this motherfucker. Been up, and trust me, them 2 o'clock in the morning fights. You feel me? Like, and I done been in some shit up there. So it's like, it wasn't just like no easy cakewalk. For real, it wasn't. I done been through some shit in college. So I don't know. Not everybody gonna have the same college experience, of course. But I had one of those experiences where it made me a little tough.
Yeah,
made me a little more tougher.
Speaking on it making you tough, I think it also kind of put a grind in you.
Yeah.
Because you are, one thing that people, whether they went to college or not, tell you before you get there is, yo, you're going to be broke.
Broke as a bitch.
And then you know you're going to be broke.
Looking at that
you be
count.
up there trying to figure out, all
That
right,
shit got a minus sign in front of the number you ain't seen before.
Facts.
where this money coming from? You feel me? Like, I had to figure out, all right, where the financial aid office at? Who do I talk to about getting, what's the name of the jobs that they give you? Work study jobs. I was so proud of myself my senior year when I 2 jobs and a full school load.
Yeah.
Like, downstairs, working in the little store, working in the cultural office, and then I'm still a whole student. Like, proud of myself.
Slim.
I better get this money
This
because my mother ain't sending it. She paid it.
I went from almost getting kicked out of Lincoln to basically being like a star pupil up that motherfucker my senior year, my last 2, like, I guess my last 2 senior years.
Probably so proud of you.
Huh?
I know your advisor's probably so proud of you.
They was in love with me. At the end of my last 2 years, like my last 2 solid years there, I got 2 work study jobs. I had like a couple internships. I had 3.0 like the last three semesters. So my GPA, I went from like a low 2 to like I graduated like a 2.8. So it boosted hella for the last 3 semesters. So I was close to a 3.0. I was almost there. but bro,
even getting it up is so hard. So like it had to be in a 3-something per semester to get you to a 2.8.
I like 2 semesters. I had like a 1-something. I was bullshitting. Like my sophomore year
for sure.
No, that's the semester. My sophomore year, was that sophomore year I got into that big ass brawl?
Yeah.
That was my sophomore year. That was them 2 semesters, and I just really wasn't even fucking with Lincoln for real. But
And that was
yeah,
because you was always home.
man, we was always home doing music
every
shit too. I was not focused. Whatsoever.
I was not focused.
At all.
least
So
you're honest.
yeah, no, my advisors, they fell in love with me my last 2 semesters. So yeah, bro, that shit really made me
You
tough.
certainly get proud to see somebody's growth and how far they've come for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Especially when you see both sides
Trying
of
to be
it.
a better man.
But yeah, I think overall you should never stop learning.
Oh, for sure.
Because
No.
I
Never
think
stop pushing.
never stop pushing. It's the podcast, but never stop pushing that mind of yours.
Gangsta.
Education is valuable, and whatever you learn can better your future and better your circumstances where you are, no matter college or not. You should just take that opportunity. Take that time to actually learn all the stuff that you want to do. If you want to do photography, then you got to get a camera. You got to get out in the world. You got to network. You got to do your thug thizzle. You know what I'm saying? It might not always be college is the result for you.
I was gonna say that's another
Passion and
thing.
purpose. Oh, definitely.
That's what college is. It's really passion versus purpose. Do you really feel like you want to live your passion? I think that's the college route. For real. Or do you want to live your purpose? Then you figure out exactly what you want to do with yourself to provide for your passion. That's what I feel like. Invest in your passion.
And the amount of time it takes for you to figure out what your purpose is. Like at 18 years old, you don't know your purpose. You might think you know.
At all.
So,
but that's why people feel like they gotta go to college, because that might be my purpose.
I'm gonna figure it out here.
Nah, you don't got to.
Myself.
And then people
really,
really, I know it's shamed upon, but people, y'all really know, y'all go to college any age the fuck you want. You don't gotta wait around. You don't have to. I mean, I know it's funner when you're 18 and 19. It's fun when you're young, but you can go to college whenever the fuck you want to.
My great aunt, my grandfather's sister, Aunt Dottie, I love you, Aunt Dottie. She graduated from Coppin State when she was 60 years old.
Shout out to Aunt
You ain't
Dottie.
you ain't never too old. You ain't never too
Come
old.
on, man. You never too old, man. And then don't be ashamed of that shit either, man. Stop looking at society norms, man. Do what the fuck you feel it. Yeah, create your own fucking path.
Straight.
Cause you follow behind everybody else, you gonna end up where everybody else at.
Facts.
Everybody always gonna have something to say.
Only dead fish swim with the stream.
That's a lot of great quotes we ended on. I appreciate y'all. And why don't you tell us yourself, is college worth it? Do you feel like it is?
Leave a comment down below.
Leave a comment down below. Let us know.
Is it, man?
It's been an NSP podcast. Never stop pushing. D, what is the song of the day?
Today we got my man President Davo. I don't want to be a player.
Follow them on them knives.
What? Freedom up. Damn, I don't wanna be a play. I don't wanna be a play. Damn, I don't wanna be a player. I just want you to whine slow on me like a Jamaican. I'm addicted to bad bitches like I never had bitches. They know.